gives me feelings I don't understand. Combing your hair with your hand gives me feelings I don't understand. You do this thing when you're biting your lip, it's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you. You do this thing when you're biting your lip, it's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you. World without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. World without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. World without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. Driving me crazy just looking at it. Combing your hair with your hand gives me feelings I don't understand. Combing your hair with your hand gives me feelings I don't understand. You do this thing when you're biting your lip, it's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you. You do this thing when I'm talking to you, like everything freezes and it's just us two. You do this thing when I'm talking to you, like everything freezes and it's just us two. You do this thing when you're biting your lip, it's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you. Give it to me like world without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. World without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. World without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. Driving me crazy just looking at it. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live
Yeah.
in a world
Start
without
up.
you.
Bless you. Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody's. Got Coral's Hollow with us. We're doing shit in Blender. She's doing Drawn. Also have Moon with us as well. Hi. I don't think I got... No, I don't have your PNG.
For context, Moon is my brother.
Yeah.
Hello.
He's my little brother. He's little. Look at him.
Little.
My little brother.
I'm not that little.
I have to go into my email.
Oh.
Because it's been so long since I added another reactive. Because I like to keep individual reactives up for each and every person. That way I can just move them all over the screen wherever I want. I need to do the authentication for Discord for the Fuji reactive stuffs.
Right.
Hey, new. Hey, no, that's up. That's a new. Doobity doobity doo.
Scoobity boobity. Boop.
Boopity boop boo. Boppity boopy.
Boobity boobity boopity boopity.
Macaron, macaron. Got Ahmed like loser shit whenever I started singing it in her VC earlier. Yeah, it's a good old meme.
Oh, it's fantastic.
B. Add browser source. Moon.
Ricky has died.
No.
I'm in the bathroom, so I muted.
Oh my god!
I'm not that sort of streamer.
He's alive! Ricky, no! That is such a my family thing to do. Oh my god! They just like giving me what is it, secondhand embarrassment?
Oops.
Oops. I still hear the echo! Stop! You're fucking dragging me! Oh my god.
Watching over corals.
It's gonna be the death of me.
Oh, no problem at all, new.
Mhm.
Welcome, everybody. Well, hey, Malcolm.
Oh, friend.
I don't know if Coral's drawn too many slimes.
No. Oh, yeah, I got nothing. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I don't have any references. I'll send them to you if I do.
I wish these people would stop sending me shit on LinkedIn. Oh, they're a scam company. I've told them to stop bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I mainly just use LinkedIn so I have like an up-to-date resume that I can download whenever. That automatically tracks like how many years I've been using this or I've done this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you can always pick up drawing at any time as long as you got the will and the way. Don't even have to say you have to have
That's right,
hands.
huh?
You just have to know how to pick up a pencil.
Here you go, Cass. I'm gonna send you a TikTok. This might help a little.
Like slime, red face.
Mm.
That might work. We're just red eyes.
Okay.
That reminds me, I need to try poking about something that I learned recently. I think I've talked about like trying to learn assembly language earlier in the year,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't done any real projects with it yet, like making my own calculator or something out of it. But I do have an understanding of the basics, the difference between like ARM and x86, things like that. And I know my system's in x86, so I need to learn a little bit more about that specific one. Well, a lot of the shit that I've been learning has been like ARM. So maybe it's easier to work with, I don't know. Because like not all processors are the same. I tried using coding for an ARM processor, it's a high likelihood that that code would not work at all for an x86. So basically like going between Intel and some other processor, you know? But after that, I plan on trying to move on to Arduino stuff and Raspberry Pi, which I have found out that I could quite literally make my own mocap suit out of Arduinos and Raspberry Pis. They're like little circuit board things.
That's gonna be totally legit. If you can manage to do that, that'd be freaking awesome.
I think it definitely saved me a lot of money considering the ones that actually have sensors that would work like a gyroscope and stuff. Only like $27 each. So one for one for each leg, one for each hand, and one for head for like basic movement there. 5 times 27 is $135, then tax and shipping and handling. That's a lot cheaper than $2,400 for a mocap suit.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think you've shown me your Raspberry Pi. I know we were talking about Raspberry Pi the other day, KS. I might also have to dabble in the Python stuff, which I planned on doing anyway because of Blender. Since Blender's got a specific tab titled scripting that you can do a bunch of Python stuff in it on its own. Like actually one of the neat things that I saw whenever I was first learning Blender, this guy, like each and every video that he made, he tried to make it so that the starting scene would always be different. Where like he'd click new file general, and then instead of it just showing like the usual where it's the default cube, the camera, and that spotlight, well, point light, it would have the point light in the camera, but then like the cube would build up piece by piece, so it'll all fall into place like a Tetris block, and Tetris blocks to make a cube and other shit like that. I just found it really neat, and I found out he did that through using Python.
This sounds super cool. Ricky, what are you doing?
I'm not doing anything.
All I'm hearing is like cracking bottles and shit. You cracking open a cold one?
No, I'm not doing anything.
That might have been.
I'm laying in my bed watching the stream.
Oh.
That might have been my kiddo in the background.
Oh yeah, maybe.
He's playing on the Switch.
I can see his character light up every time the sound happens. So I was like, "What are you doing?"
Oh.
Coincidence.
Coincidence? I think not.
The guy from Incredibles.
There is no pointing.
The chair is done. I need to make desk. Maybe I'll bring her in just to have a reference for height. Sit now. So I try to keep my files as organized as possible, but still always have to look up the file path for where the hell I have things. 12/3/20. I've actually just gotten to the point that I just started filing things away under dates, so I know which ones are older without having to check the properties and stuff.
I mean, it's worth doing. If you can execute your date, then you don't have to worry about misplacing any projects.
Well, some of them also even look like similar in unrendered mode, just the regular old viewport shading where it's the solid gray. Because part of my process of learning shit is I have to do the same project like 2 or 3 times in a row. So of course I want to go back into the file that I've been working on to try to do it a second time or a third time. I also have the older ones still queued up in the recent open recent files thing, just so I can look at the topology and see where I can change things or try to make things look smoother or have better edge loops. Because the edge loop stuff is pretty important if you actually have a face to and want to animate it. That way, like whenever you go to make a smile, your whole cheekbones don't like crease out.
Yeah, that wouldn't be ideal. I don't think that would look very nice.
Let's see. Oh, shit. Oh, okay. So, file. Penned. Oh, there's PP. Blender, Alma's pufferfish.
Baby knows what's good.
Yeah. Actually, with her redeem, the one that's throw fish at her, it's model that I made for her for that.
Yeah.
So that's why I have PP on my computer.
It's okay. I don't think we really need to justify why we have PP on our computers anymore. We're adults now. We can just do that.
For real?
You got a point.
You fooling with me.
No, I would never.
It might be better to bring this over. Yes, okay, so this is a single piece. I can actually use my asset folder. Mark as
Why
asset.
does this guy have such fucking huge shoulders? Oh my god! This is inhuman!
Setup. Let's put in the asset folder.
Nobody has shoulders this fucking big.
And before somebody proves you wrong.
No. Don't DM me with pictures of your massively large shoulders. Don't do that.
I thank you for this information, but I am still perturbed.
Oh, please send the picture. And it's just like, no, don't do that. You're pulling up the phone. Click. Oh, click, 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 click. Don't you know that's so inappropriate?
The audacity. Click, click, click.
Unbelievable. Click, 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 click. And saved and snapshotted to myself and group chatted and
Put on my cloud.
in the cloud. Essentially just full of other like really broadly shouldered men. Like uncharacteristically broad shouldered for some reason.
You gotta have those references.
Yeah. References.
Yep.
Still
Yeah.
in pose mode.
No other reason.
Is that what we're calling them?
Heathen. Oh, what happened to my AR-15?
Oh.
I modeled like most of one, and now it's just not in my asset folder anymore. I don't know what the hell happened. I had to find that sometime too. Not good to lose your gun.
No.
Sure is much bigger. Mama is a little kid. Hey Onyx, how's it going? It's going okay, just poking around stuffs. Oop. Doing all the shout out. Thinking about something I saw online earlier here is Roberta Flack passed away today.
Who's that?
She's an old singer. She did the one song "Killing Me Softly" with his song.
Oh no.
Yeah, she passed away today. Just gave myself to sad a
Oh,
little
that's
bit.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Like this part of
She's a
my
good artist.
childhood. But yeah, it's
No.
one of those things. Just sad to hear that it happened.
I
But
mean, I cried when Stanley died, so
yeah. But she passed at 88, so she
yeah,
lived a good life.
it's a long life.
So it's it still sucks that it happened.
Oh yeah, it always sucks.
But I actually brought that up with my mom when we went down to hang out with her and my cousin and her boyfriend a bit for
Aw.
just chit chatting and had a shot. And just something that was brought up because didn't know if my mom heard about it. I was like, yeah, she's got like sort of teary eyed about it. I was like, oh, I didn't mean to do that to your mom.
Oh, poor mama. How could you do that to your mother? Terrible.
I never claimed to be a good person.
Aw.
So, pose mode. Oh, I was pulling there. What is? Mama does not have. What's going on? Like I want to put her in a seated position. It's connected to something else. What is it? This is where the weight. And this is why I like doing my weight painting manually. This project was one of my times working with Rigify, so I could try to learn that.
Right. Okay.
It's to the eyes. Doesn't seem to be connected with the hand.
It might be a single vertice.
Maybe. Yeah.
No. Because it only stayed when you moved her.
Yeah. There. Oh, vice versa. Shit. Thing again. Pick the mesh instead of the clothes. Because it could always just be the clothing that's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just the clothing that's doing it for some reason.
Oh. It's
Odd.
weird.
Yeah.
It knew what she was about.
One of those times I just wish I would come into the stream just randomly, like, why do I have boner? Like, wouldn't you like to know? Subscribe to my Patreon. Okay, so which... What are you connected to? Where are you at?
Alright, I'm gonna head out and get on my game. You have a lovely stream.
Alright, thank you very much for stopping by and hanging out some.
Thank you so
No
much.
problem. Love you, sis.
Love you too.
Yay.
Bye bye.
Bye.
So many bones to go through. Yeah, if nothing lights up for it, then it definitely shows that it wasn't painted to it, but it's just still a weird fucking way to do it. Because part of the front is weight painted to the spine bone.
Yeah.
So technically it should move with it, but this is sort of like the issue that you had with the pompadour.
Yeah, where it just randomly grabs like one thing and just does whatever it wants to do with it.
Yeah, it's sort of like that issue, and it's connected to something else somehow.
Can
Most
you
likely.
join?
Yeah, I don't mind at all.
Yeah.
I'll still make fun of her nonetheless.
fair.
Yeah, it looks like it's not weight painted to anything. And
So weird.
spine 1 is what's connected to the rest of the weight paint area. So now I need to figure out why the hell it's getting pulled out.
Have you come to see your Pippi?
I have come to see my pee-pee.
I am.
Why do I have a green pee-pee?
Because I'm trying to figure out what the hell it's connected to. Your pee-pee's attacking something.
Typically, when people go septic, they things start turning green on the body.
Nice. That's not a command yet.
Buddy.
Hi,
Wow.
Crundle. Though you could always do stroking.
Solving an issue.
That is a new one that I put in there.
Mm-hmm.
Do. I'm an adult bird. Do.
Somebody got off that. I don't even have to do that shit. Somebody got off that. I know they did.
So what you up to, Alma? You still working on the... Us? Yeah, you're still working on it. I see you there. With your animation. Brain damage.
Mm-hmm.
Back it off. Put it back on.
Mm-hmm.
No, she just wants the BRB.
Oh my
Everything's
gosh.
okay. Might be something with her cat getting back in the damn garbage again.
Oh, probably.
Dad, my cat on the car? My cat?
No, she usually keeps away from the garbage pretty.
Well, my kitty's fat.
Aw, you're cute.
The kiddo.
Yeah. Well, my cat's fat. Yup. I love that. That's so cute. Kids have no filter.
And Kodo, do you
They're
got
the best.
cats?
Yeah,
You
I
know
have
she has
4
cats.
cats.
But I want to see you.
Alma's doing art right now. And I'm trying to figure out
I'm a little
problem
busy.
Yeah, what do you mean? Is
stuff.
that a camera?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Annoying me, so put her back in the regular pose. Okay, so no more people. Okay, so yeah, we reset the pose. Something. Yeah.
What?
There's some clipping.
Hmm.
I think I know why though.
Yeah.
The shorts. It's, I still have the cloth physics set to the shorts. That's how I got the sort of baggy look to them here.
Yeah.
And then after a certain timeline, bit in the timeline, the shirt applies cloth physics as well, so they don't collide with each other and go like all over the fucking place.
Right.
Yeah, I think that ends. Forgot that this not baked. I didn't save the bake. Well, I did bake it before, but then like I didn't save it as a specific cached thing in the file, so it's got to be redone each time. I take it back to 1 on the timeline, and I keep forgetting about that. Is trying to explore more with not just the not just depending on like trying to use texturing to get sort of like folds and stuff in clothing. I want to try to actually use the cloth physics that are in Blender, because a lot of it can be transferred over to Unreal Engine for the cloth physics. And essentially just every time I work on another project, I try to do something new that I know can eventually be ported over and try to sharpen that skill up. So
okay.
Welcome back.
It's a smart skill to have.
Oh, where's next reactor?
I hated it.
Why
Unbelievable.
is it not working?
Aw.
Oh, there he is.
No, I've been found out.
You have been revealed.
Unbelievable.
You came out of behind Coral.
Dun, dun, dun. I was hiding behind.
I came out of the closet, but Girl's not a closet.
Am I a closet? Am I a room?
I have become closet.
I
Keeper of wardrobes.
I am the ultimate gay. I am the closet itself. That's who I've become. That's who I was destined to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where's my freaking bubble? Where's the bubble that I need?
Bubbles.
I have too many bubbles.
Oh.
Oh, the bubble.
That's not it. It's number 4.
Must be.
No. There it is. There it is.
So,
Let's do this.
why am I closet?
Filter.
I'll just reapply it after I get her into Does it do whenever I move the being not so much.
Bubble number 5.
And welcome back from ads, everybody.
Oh.
No.
Well, fuck you.
Fuck you too.
Oh, I'm over there. No. Oh, well, fuck you then.
Negatory. I don't want to come back from ads. I want you to get all the ad revenue.
No.
This just in. Amma is the only person in that group. A group of people who are willing to watch ads.
I used to watch ads on my, like, voluntarily back whenever they fucking gave people bits for doing it.
Yeah?
Oh
I
yeah.
wish they would have kept doing that.
I wish they did too. Actually, I was at least the highest bit donators in Joe Devils and Vero FPS's streams for a long time, because I would literally sit in their streams while we're playing Apex Legends together and just spam watch ads while we were waiting for like a lobby or something. And I would just hoard up all the bits, because it only gave you like either 5 bits or 10 bits. Occasionally they give you, eventually they give you like 100 bits here or there, or the highest I ever saw was 500 from watching one ad.
Wow.
But it's something you'd voluntarily do, which you'd have to pull up the bit menu on Twitch, and there was the normal options of buying the different packages, you know, like the $5 one and all that shit. But then there's one that has watch ads or getting free bits, and it's like I just would spam the hell out of that. And then I think one time on Joe's birthday, he was having a stream, and I hit him with $50 worth of bits that I had saved up. So that's why I have the red
I don't think
butthole
Twitch
badge
is
for
ever
bits.
are ready for people actually saving the bits.
Potentially. I mean,
It might have become an issue in the sense of like people would create alt accounts and stuff, watch a bunch of ads, and then just give the money to themselves.
yeah, that could have been an issue.
It could have been something like that. Because I mean, I just thought of that within like a couple of minutes of finding out. So I mean,
Yeah, it could have been what was exploited, though. It was in the TOS at the time about giving yourself bits, but I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
but
still
I
part of
mean-
the TOS now, where you can't buy bits and then donate them to yourself to like make it look like you're
yeah,
getting a lot of bits from random people.
yeah, you can't do that.
So
Don't pretend to be popular.
yeah,
Pretty much.
I want to be popular.
We don't pretend it.
I want tacos. I don't care about the popularity.
That's
Oh, that's
absolutely
I'm
gorgeous.
really
Get
good
your
right
sausage
now.
in that.
Tacos are always good.
Hello, Crunkles. I'll sell you there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm moving Coral to be
You're
upside
moving?
down on the bottom of my cat cam.
Oh, okay.
There.
Cat cam.
Yes.
Your
I
kitties.
move her. The kitties are sleeping.
Oh, it's a
So
It
sleepy
is
time.
nighttime. I need a better light for them at nighttime.
Top
You
centers.
gonna stream them at nighttime?
Ideally, I kind
Infrared
of want to
cameras.
stream like I kind of want to stream longer.
Oh,
That's why I start.
cool.
That's why I moved to like 2 p.m. PST, so that I could like stream until Gondo
Heck,
goes
gets
to
back
lunch
from
or
work.
something, or after.
Yeah.
Or gets back from work, or maybe he doesn't get off work till like 8:30, the earliest.
Oh wow.
But he's going back to the dock, so he's gonna start at 3 p.m.
Oh,
Again.
okay.
And then now that he has a driver's license, he can
Yeah, I'm
take
still
the
happy you
car.
guys drivers. I'm proud of him for what
I
it's
am so
worth.
proud of him. It's so amazing. I'm so proud that he got it on his first try. And
Nice.
I'm proud of him taking his first few steps in the world in a killing machine.
Showing that initiative.
Yeah.
Like a manly man.
I
Mm-hmm.
do have to say I do like this animation that I am making.
Good. You should. Should be something you're proud of, because you're doing an amazing
Get
job.
those knees.
I'm not proud. Shush! No! I'm allowed to say nice things about you.
Yeah.
The fuck
And you're allowed.
pee-pee's
I'm
back.
allowed to say nice things about you.
Goddamn pee-pee.
Look how
No,
that
it's not.
works.
No, it's not.
You
Yeah.
do it.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not allowed.
Well, that's too fucking bad.
What are you
I'm
doing,
gonna do it
Blender?
anyway.
I'm poking about making stuff.
Why does he have blades on his nipples?
Why
Why
not?
Okay, that's fair. That's the only fact.
That's Draven. Anybody that knows Straven and knows probably what the hell I'm talking about, what the hell's being talked about right now. Yes. There's our elbow one. There it is.
Yeah, I think this is good so far.
Hmm.
I don't think I need to add anything to this. Like, I'm trying to find something to add to this, but it's very difficult.
Yeah, baby oil on tarps. Slip and slide.
Mm-hmm.
Baby oil, and then I can hope you get popular. No, you see, I'm allowed to say things because you guys are younger than I am.
You're cute.
That's the rules.
No.
No.
That's the rules.
No.
Yeah. Yeah,
Rewrite
that's the
rewrite
rules that I just made up.
Rewrite them.
I was gonna say the same thing. I'm allowed my own set of rules. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. No, don't do those things.
Like, comment, subscribe, like with monies and stuff, but also subscribe to my
Yeah.
YouTube channel.
Maybe.
For some reason, I was just reminded that one meme of Frenware where she's reading a piece of paper and it's like demon lives, and then it's just I almost threw up saying that. Where people used to try to get Twitch streamers to say certain things.
Oh, yeah. That was mean.
I hate it when people try to get me to say shit on stream.
Yeah.
I had somebody try to do that last month with YouTube.
Ayo.
Yeah, I was in the middle of playing Warframe. He was like,
Ayo.
no, I don't say stuff for people. I'm not that desperate for views.
No.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Go to your ASMR channels for that, please. If I move forward with cloth physics, the PP will go away.
Why are you trying to make the PP go away?
Why not? Just smash it down.
Nobody likes to lose their PP. That's why not.
That's all.
I don't know. I mean, I think there are a couple of people in the world willing to give theirs up, so.
Let's see.
That's fair.
Okay, we'll pause that. Now.
How many?
I'm still keeping the PP up.
I need to do math. I need to do math. So
Sounds like the
24
devil.
seconds. 24 seconds times 30. What is that?
24 times 30?
30. Yeah. 720? Yeah, that's 720. Okay. All right. Wait, no. I don't want to do 720 right now. I want to do 400 right now. Let's do 400. Right? 400. Oh, no. I don't want to do 400. I want to do 384, so it's 15 seconds. That means it's half of my animation. I can do this. I can do this. Ba-ba. Okay. Let's go all the way down to here and move. Oh, no. That doesn't go all the way over there.
Try and get another rig for a second here. Not gay. I have relationships with women. Sex with men.
What?
Hi, Bacon. One of my redeems. The relations one. Yeah, I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men.
It's not gay.
Unless balls are touching.
Yeah.
At least if you go by the old internet rules.
It's only gay if they touch.
Yeah.
No, bro, it's still kind of gay. Sorry.
Whenever somebody says something like that, like I'll always think of Filthy Frank and Pink Man. I don't know, kind of gay.
Oh, kind of gay. Oh man.
Supposedly, on occasion, he'll come out on stage do it for his Joji performances in the Pink Man outfit.
Oh,
I don't know if this is 100% true, but God, I would love to fucking see that in person. One of my favorite memes with him is the one with Bane, where this is like my custom character coming into a cutscene. There he is in the Pink Man outfit, just like doing a long stride sort of walk with his arms wide out, like, come on. I don't know, I have to find that. Hmm?
My brain.
Hmm.
My brain. Ta-da. Boop boop. Boop boop. Ta-da. Ta-da. Okay. And now we do one here, then 2 here, 3, 4, and then
It's this meme right here that I have on stream right now.
oh yeah.
Epic final boss of the game, me showing up with my custom character.
Why is it exactly like that? It's actually just like that, though.
That's why whenever somebody was mentioning Elden Ring live action movie, I responded with Danny DeVito as the main character because he fits like a fucking Dark Souls custom character. I love stupid stuff like that. Makes me so happy. Hair cake video, God. Like, other than that, it's like I'm always happy to share the memes of well, share the Dungeon Soup videos. Those are always good, especially the Valentine's Day one. I wasn't expecting to see that one.
Yeah. Oh, the Dungeon Soup one was fucking hilarious. I was showing it to Keenan and I got him belly laughing over it.
Nice. Eat it.
Eat it. So nonsensical.
Now, always watch those with the subtitles because of the silly shit that's in the subtitles alone.
If you're not watching if it's subtitles, you're not watching it.
Not getting the full context.
Exactly.
Maybe I'll move. I was gonna get to pose. I really need more practice with posing.
Bubbles. Bubbles. I like bubbles.
Bubbles are nice.
Bubbles. Now, this is one thing that I always wanted to point out to you, Core Warner came down. Like, I think I talked to you about IK controls and stuff before with
Yeah,
the armatures.
Yeah.
You see on stream right now, like how her arm is, where I have it rested on the armrest. If you have your shit set up properly, like I have the chest area selected so I can move her forward, sort of like bit forward for sitting in like a gaming chair trying to eat something. But as I move her forward, you see like her elbows coming up.
Yeah.
That'd be part of the IK controls, just trying to keep things just sort of moving with the rest of the body as it would, and normally, like the hands planted firmly in place. So the only way to make that elbow relax to be back down, I would have to actually go in there and place this down. But it's just Blender, the program, trying to make your job a bit easier, where it's reading what you have set up already, so being able to move the hand around and stuff, and get the rest of the body, well, the rest of the arm actually moving properly too. It's trying to read that and move the elbow accordingly. So it's like that could be the one good thing about using IKs. Of course, things screw up here or there. You gotta fix things and poke about.
Always.
That's why I'm not too critical about animations in games anymore.
Yeah.
Just more so whether or not it feels like the games are going backwards instead of forwards. There's a video floating about on Twitter and other places about the differences, side-by-side comparison of like Avowed and Skyrim, vanilla Skyrim, which is an 12-year-old game, but almost everything that Skyrim has that Avowed also has is Skyrim did better, in my opinion.
Right.
Only thing I'll say Avowed definitely did better is the lightning magic, where it actually causes electricity in the water, or at least you see a visual effect of it. But I was sort of disappointed whenever I found out that the NPCs don't even roam the cities, supposedly. It's just they're static. Whereas Skyrim, you could literally follow a person all through the city. Some of them even go outside of the city.
Yeah. It's kind of oh man, what is the mods that people have for Skyrim, like open world mods and such? Because they do have some open world mods that allow the guards and stuff to just leave. And like wander around and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. There's so many mods for Skyrim, it's insane. I mean, it does have a huge fan base, and there's been years that it's been out for people to mod it in comparison to newer games, so they do have the advantage. How's the art been tonight? It's been okay. Just me poking around stuff, wondering why Alma has a PP, and just chit-chatting about things.
You're the one that gave me the PP.
I didn't do it on purpose. I want to, have you sit down, and then that gave you a big old PP for some reason.
Likely story.
But other than that, it's just been fine. Want to ask Baldur's Gate 3 because a lot of people enjoy watching the Baldur's Gate 3 stuff. One of the people I watch, Plum Baby Vtuber, is doing a Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough co-op one with Bug Skipper, I think is his name. I know Bacon knows who the hell I'm talking about. If they're stacked, there's some fees for the price. Yeah. Yeah, like the NPCs don't even react to you trying to like catch them on fire or shoot them.
Yeah.
Which I don't get why they would skip on that. That's part of the fun of the RPG worlds like Skyrim.
It's like watching them, scream and cry while they're in immense pain. That's the best part.
Or actually fighting back.
Yeah. So just standing there and staring at you, you've got two heads.
Yeah, you can't kill any of them in Avowed either. Only the actual enemy NPCs, which just make me think they have two completely separate AI setups for.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, one for enemy, one for.
One for friend, one for foe.
Yeah, and the friend doesn't seem to be really in depth.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not expecting them to do like the enemy of the alien AI from Alien Isolation. Now that's crazy good AI for an enemy.
Yeah. Oh, for real though.
Especially since it's fed by the director AI, which is sort of like the director stuff that Left 4 Dead has had.
Oh.
So like the director will tell the alien AI like the player is in this area, but it's not going to tell the AI exactly where you are. So
Yeah,
it will
just
go in and start doing a
figure out.
search. Yeah.
Yeah.
But as you use the same things to try to avoid the alien, it's going to slowly learn, hey, start checking lockers or start checking this and that. And it's by the end of the game, if you aren't really careful with how you handle the tactics, like you just screwed yourself essentially.
Because you teach them the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm. It's sort of like the whole case where that one AI VTuber, that the internet decided to start feeding it like some really
nasty
bad shit,
Yeah.
and then the AI like just became
it
this.
Like, it just kept like spouting like the most racist stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
It's just sort of like that. Just essentially, you're feeding it some stuff that's horrible.
Right. Yeah.
It became its own downfall, sort of thing. But
Yeah,
in this in that
there's
game
things
sense,
that
you're becoming your own downfall by depending on lockers too much or other things to hide or get away from the alien.
Exactly. And now we're creating the alien.
Yeah, slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely.
Seems okay for now. Still in pose mode. Play.
I might tell Kodo. And Kodo, I had to have my birthday yesterday that I promised.
What? No way!
Yeah, it was the day before yesterday, actually. It was on Saturday.
How old are you?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 11 years old.
What? That's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
So what are you
Kodo,
gonna do
didn't
now that
say
you're
my
11?
birthday.
You gonna go to college?
You're gonna go to college?
Yeah.
You're gonna go to college at 11. That's amazing. You're super smart. I bet you could do it.
Well, it happens in anime, so it happens in real life.
Yeah.
Anime is real.
Meg, you gotta get him ready for college. He's ready.
Yeah.
I remember Atlas. I don't remember seeing any more than its announcement.
Yeah, Kodo. My dad had to go to school.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and so do you. You're going to school?
But I'm doing homeschooling.
That's still school.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a different kind of school.
Some
I went to a different kind of
too.
school.
That would be interesting. I don't even know if I still have the, I had a PNG of the, like a easier to understand representation of the, alien AI from Aliens Isolation. That thing was still so big as just a PNG that it would sometimes freeze my old computer trying to open it.
Oh,
and trying to send it to other people just so they could see it. It sometimes won't even open for them because it's just such a big file. Because it's just so much shit. It's like a lot of if ands in there or changing how its behavior is. And just the postal system. So yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Crunkles. You have a Blender question? Well, I could try to answer it.
R-E red.
Point marker. So you're talking about the origin here? Well, the not the origin, but the 3D cursor. Bacon's asking about the origin point marker. Alright, so to move it like how I am now, you hold down shift and you right mouse button. You move it anywhere in the scene. If there's a face in the way, it will try to lock onto that, so you can just spawn things in at that location to work on it further. If you want to move it back to where it is, you hold down shift, then hold down S. It'll give you this wheel to work with for moving it around. We're trying. It locks that from happening. I think there is a way to lock where the 3D cursor is, but I can't remember if it's basic option or not. Cursor. That's not done. I'll do a quick search here. It's been a long time since I've ever actually even tried locking the 3D cursor. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, so there isn't a way to lock it per se. There is a way to change your settings to be able to like do like how I did. Middle of ads. Bah.
What are those things?
I don't know.
Pocket things.
Guess it's chocolate. I don't have the stuff for doing that. No.
My brain was being puzzled, and I've been working for 5 hours, and I got very tired.
I don't blame you. I'm not even doing art anymore. I'm playing No Man's Sky in the background.
Let me talk about random shits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just watching Grondo and a few of the others play that earlier.
Yeah.
You want to play?
We got. This is how fucked my brain is right now. What's his face? Canoe to play it.
Ooh, how'd that go?
He's a new player.
Aw. And how many times did he die?
Not a lot, because
Grondo and Crazy were with him.
Grondo were both helping him.
Oh, okay.
But he's a very, very, very new player.
Aw. He's new to the skies.
Oh yeah. Plus he started over on his character. So.
Aw. Okay.
But no, I've been thinking about starting No Man's Sky again.
You should. It's
I don't
really
know.
fun. I'm enjoying it. I've been playing it parallel with Hobby. So he'll play on his game and I'll play on mine. We'll just chill out and just play our
That
games.
sounds amazing.
Right. Welcome, Raiders.
Hello, Raiders.
And thanks for the raid, Alma.
Channel. If you guys don't know who Meg is, he is stinky. He's very stinky. You should definitely not smell him. He's very stinky. And welcome to the channel. And you should also like leave a follow and subscribe. And also his kid is cool. And I think you'll like him too.
And
That's
I
very smart.
have a
He's
few
very smart
weird-
too. He does like job stuffs. He has a real job of like
No.
me.
Stop with this defamation.
Defamation. You're old.
Not defamation if it's true.
You've got a man pulling bongos out of his bongos.
Hey. Don't talk about Ricardo like that.
God.
And Bongo Cat.
Bongo, bongo, bongo.
Like
All right.
Bongo Cat.
So, back to Bacon's question. The way you can set the stuff with the 3D cursor movement, like I was doing, you go into the edit menu at the top, then preferences, and then you have to go to the key map section on the left hand side, and at the top you can just type in cursor to look up a bunch of shit for that is related to the cursor stuff. Some of this I've never even used myself. I know it exists, but I just never use it. You might have to scroll down some to where it says 3D view, and you can set the set 3D cursor thing to shift and mouse right mouse button, which was supposed to be by default. I don't know why it's not moving for you at all whenever you do it that way. But you can also change different things. What are you gonna make?
I'm gonna make japchae noodles.
I'm gonna make some chicken cordon bleu.
Yeah, I make beef Wellington.
That sounds expensive.
It sounds like a lot of work, is what it is.
Does. Alright.
Make some bread and Swedish fish.
I Dorito you guys. I will talk to you later.
Oh, the Doritos. Thanks for popping in. Thanks again for the raid.
Thank you for being here.
Best adorable I know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care too much. But too high. The collision isn't working properly. Wait. That's a little bit better. But look. So it's working okay now. Might put in more. Maybe another subdiv. It's always fun working with the cloth physics, and like this looks so blocky as hell, and you add another subdiv modifier to, and it just smooths out and looks real nice. But one thing I keep forgetting about is, well, not so much forgetting about it, it's just I didn't want to apply it yet, is I do have a cloth modifier on her clothes, as I said before. Try to make them look a little bit more natural, but I'd have to apply them before putting her back into this position. Save this as a shape key or not. Because using an armature like this, instead of having to go in and move the verts around for doing like a blink and other stuff, I could use the armature to close one eye, and then in the where is it? I'm looking at the wrong. Right there. I could go in here, and on the armature modifier that's there, where you pair up a rig with one armature with a mesh, on the modifier, there is a thing in the drop-down menu that's save as shape key. So you would close an eye and then go in there and save as shape key, and then you'd reset everything back. And instead of having to move the verts around to try to get it actually done right, you just use a armature already weight paint everything to do that.
Yeah.
It also leaves you more of an option to be able to make a wider range of facial expressions. But I'm just wondering if that's sort of part of how some games can go about like doing like character movesets for fighting games, as an example.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at it too much because I haven't had any real interest in making a fighting game, but now I'm sort of curious about it.
Yeah, I mean, if you decide to make one.
PC and the original Xbox. Easy to train. Yeah, that would be pretty neat if you got that done, Dante.
Hello, Dante. How you doing?
No, that's Crunkle's real name, and
Mm-hmm.
just used to talking to him. He's my brother.
Yeah. I'm so used to Dante on my chat. Sometimes I forget.
The Skelly Boy.
Yeah.
I really wasn't expecting him to ask me about Blender stuff before. I felt like I was just sort of like blathering that stream, just trying to point out as much stuff as possible. I thought he already had some experience with Blender beforehand, so I didn't know he was sort of going in fresh.
He's just a fresh little baby.
Yeah, otherwise I probably would have started out with the square one of how to move around the viewport and pull stuff in and all the other stuff. I think I just went over with you like off stream before we even did our first co-op art stream thing. Oh, have you happened to look at that one playlist I sent you, the Get Good at Blender thing that Grant Abbott did?
I believe so. I think I need to take another look at it.
All right. He also did one for animation too, recently. Well, has a playlist for animation stuffs as well.
Oh yeah.
But like if I was a little bit better with the drawing stuff, so I'd probably poke around with the 2D animation thing a bit more and be like, okay, this is what I can do in this. Are you able to use this information?
Yeah. Well, it's okay.
But try figure out I want to have the blankie or like go over her. Scale on the iPad. Getting tired.
Yeah, I feel that.
Open it. Forceful editing. Had a brain fart. Forgot what the hell it was called for a bit.
Like you do.
I'm also still waiting for that one, to see if that one dude puts up a tutorial for how he did that one thing that I showed you with the flowers.
Oh, yeah.
Where he was moving the cube, well, the domain, it looked like, through the flowers, and he was moving them around, but also lighting them up. I thought that was really neat. Some of the shit you can do with GeoNodes are just really mind blowing. It's just I haven't really cranked it down on the on learning that specific stuff yet.
Yeah.
And forgotten. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Mm.
learning the sheer basics of Blender, of opening a new file and making a new file and then bringing in a new mesh, navigating the scene for like moving where your view is and stuff is not super hard to learn.
No.
At time, what can make stuff confusing is if you're trying to learn Blender controls and hotkeys and stuff. Also, while you're trying to learn let's say like a game engine alongside it, like Unity or Unreal, where like the panning of the camera, the moving the camera is the same between the two, but if I want to pan it, it's different controls in Unreal Engine, whereas in Blender it's just hold down Shift and middle mouse button and move around.
Yeah. It's a little different.
Yeah, well, it's like whenever I'm going back and forth between the two, trying to import models from Blender over to Unreal Engine, and it like really messes with me sometimes because like I want to move the camera to a specific angle and then put the model in there, and I end up clicking the wrong doing the wrong thing, and end up zoomed super far in for no reason.
Yeah.
Then I end up having to waste a second or two trying to remember what the hell the hotkey is to return the camera to the normal view. They updated their creative mode. That's another reason why I'd rather stay away from using pre-established games for making content, sort of things like VR chat is cool and stuff, and I obviously know some stuff with making worlds for VR chat, as I've shown you in the past. I think I even shared the video that I was learning with you back then.
I think you did.
But it's always a paranoia of mine, I guess you could say, that they update one thing or something with Unity updates that clashes with VR chat, and it just completely fucks up all that I'm working on. I don't want myself
terrified of that. I am too.
Yes, that's why I haven't like sort of really super gripped into that, but I'm still messing with Unreal Engine and the other things because Unreal and Epic Games, I will give them credit where it's due here. They make it so that you don't have to update your projects. I could work in a version of Unreal Engine from a year ago if I want, and I can just download it right from the launcher. I don't have to find it on their website. I can just download it. Only change that they made recently that probably screwed with a lot of people was they got rid of the Unreal Marketplace for being able to get assets and stuff from there, because you can post almost anything on there as long as you follow the guidelines for posting and stuff. Like models have to meet certain specifications, especially if you're making like a pack of models, like a medieval town pack or something. But then you can also post blueprints on there from their blueprint system or UIs or stuff with the Niagara system, which is their VFX stuff. So where are they?
VFX? Is that right?
Yeah, VFX. That'd be like a special effects in a like in a movie and stuff. I guess you can say a lot of people just call it CG movie.
Okay.
Like if I made up like a 3D scene of a city getting destroyed, and I just took some footage of myself, just like walking around acting all goofy like I'm Godzilla or some shit, I could take that footage and then use the VFX scenes in Blender to crop out all the rest of the stuff from the background of my footage and put it in there, and then just sort of CG myself in there as going on a rampage.
Oh, okay.
You can literally do that with Blender. It just takes a lot of
Nice.
learning the stuff, and it took me forever just to figure out how to do what I thought was just called green screening, where it's got like 3 different names. So
There's 100 different things that you can do with it.
it's all about a matter of
Yeah.
constantly searching different terms until something finally hooks that gives you a tutorial that you understand as yes,
That makes
okay.
sense.
That's what I was looking to do, and this is what they call it.
This is what they call it, and this is where I want to go, and this is what I want to do. Mm-hmm.
But a lot of stuff's I sort of wish that I knew more about some of the other programs out there, like there's Maya, and then there's ZBrush, which that Hadal, I think there's Hadal. Hi Hadal. I was about to talk shit about, you know.
He's talking shit.
Hadal actually told me that
Oh damn.
I think you said ZBrush is going to a subscription thing now. And we all know how awesome it is when any sort of art program goes to subscription stuff.
Oh yeah, you know it's great when that happens. I love when that happens. It's my favorite part.
So you know it's good.
Yeah, you know it's good. It's not a violation of everything that I've ever loved. Totally not.
But,
I don't know anyone's talking about. You're crazy. Hello, Anchor.
hey, Anchor. Welcome, readers. My name is Magali. You just call me Mags. I do stuff in Blender. I play video games like Warframe. And joining me right now is Coral's Hollow, who does lots of arts and video games as well.
Yes. I'm actually planning on doing another stream soon for the tier lists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taco tiers.
I gotta get a bunch of creatures together.
33.25 a month. Going from free to that.
Yeah, what the hell?
I love the idea that anybody that's using that for a living now has a new thing to tack onto their other bills. It's either that or else the company that they might be working to moves to a new program, so they gotta waste time learning the differences between what they've been using and the new program.
Yeah.
But Hadal does some great shit. I loved his original 3D model, but it might be too much of a strain. But he does a lot of sculpting.
Oh.
So
I can
he's definitely one to watch.
He puts into a single model. Quite a lot.
Pirate themed Minecraft world. Sweet.
Oh, hey, let's go. What'd you do in your pirate themed Minecraft world?
Several Hondo. Yeah, that's right. Because you said that you had to buy it originally. That's why I didn't bother with ZBrush. But it's sort of pulling like how TurboTax pulled their shit, where it's like they're selling stuff like you could buy the program from them, and it was supposed to be free for life. But then after, I think the IRS picked up TurboTax for directing people to like use them for free tax returns. They decided to switch up their practices and start charging people for doing this shit. And even somebody like myself that had bought the original, I like actually had a physical disc that I had to install it from. Where it said on the box, you know, it's free for life to have this program and use it. It was until I went to file my taxes, I think it was in 2020 or 2021. It was at the very end, it's like, okay, to file your federal and state taxes, it's going to cost you this much. Like, what?
What? That's so dumb.
Alrighty, Anchor. You have a safe trip to town there.
Enjoy yourself.
Gonna learn how to sculpt in Blender now. I believe in you. He's got the skills
Hell yeah.
to pay the
I believe in
bills.
it. You got so many skills to pay all of the bills.
And actually, whenever you open Blender, you can just flat out go into sculpting with a new file.
Mm-hmm.
Like file, new, sculpting. And it loads up like this with the brushes at the bottom. Then you also have a side thing, but I'm still so used to all these brushes being on the left side instead of where they're at now. You just do your stuff. Everything, a little bit of this, some extra stuff, push it in some. Wim bamboo. You got yourself a Ford Mustang. I always love those memes, like making fun of how some people do tutorials for Blender. Like you'll be able to follow along, as a beginner, you'll be able to follow along for like maybe the first minute to 5 minutes of the tutorial, and then they just start doing shit without saying what they're doing, or else
they're just like, nah, you just gotta lock in now. Anyway, we're going.
yeah, they do all the other stuff.
What the hell? But worry not. Now you have a Ferrari.
Yeah.
That's what I've always wanted. Mm-hmm.
I really need to play with these. They're fun.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hate tutorials like that. Yeah, me too. I think anybody that takes the learning process seriously, like they truly want to get into it, but they need guidance without having to pay for it. Absolutely hate anytime somebody does that sort of shit with a tutorial.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I just gave this person a view, and I know they're going to profit from this, and I didn't learn anything from it.
No, for real.
It feels like false advertisement sort of thing, you know?
Yeah. Like, you should expect a little bit more out of a tutorial. You know, like it to tell you what it was that you asked it to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
401, there isn't any tutorial. Well, that's the thing is, like, nowadays there's a tutorial for almost doing anything with Blender, and the only thing that might alter it or hinder it is if Blender recently updated some stuff and a node was removed, or else it was collapsed into another node because it basically did the same thing, or other things like that. But like the node that is collapsed to will now have more options to work with. But whenever somebody asks, well, they're doing a tutorial and they're like, okay, then you do a Shift A and then you search up this texture node, or else this input node, and that input node no longer exists. It's been deprecated or something else, you know. That's what makes some of the GeoNode tutorials really hard to follow along with sometimes.
Yeah.
Big culprits with the GeoNode ones that I don't like are the ones where they get like halfway into a half hour to hour long tutorial, and they're like, okay, we're going to pull in this GeoNode that I made up. I'm not going to bother posting a tutorial about it. Just go and get it from my Gumroad.
Yeah, like, when they do that, it drives me up the wall.
Yes, I hate it. And you know, it could be another tutorial that they could just have done and had it like linked in. Yeah, linked in the description or something. It's like this. If you want to make this yourself, link in description, you follow that, then come back to this tutorial. I wish they did that.
Yeah.
A lot of the hair nodes stuff that I was looking at, trying to learn more about doing hair in Blender, were like that. Whereas either download this file from my Gumroad, or they just didn't explain anything about where they got this GeoNode from.
Yeah.
And then checking in the comments, it turned out like they made it themselves, and it was something that they didn't put up on Gumroad yet. Well, then why make the fucking tutorial?
Like, yeah, it's up on Gumroad, except it's not, but I like to think it is.
Mm-hmm. I also run into that with HTML
the
stuff.
worst is when like a tutorial is like, I don't know, like a couple of weeks old or something. They claim that something is on like a Google Drive or whatever, but then you go and check it out and it's not fucking there. It's been removed.
Yeah, removed for whatever reason. They took it down or copyright or something like that.
Yeah, they don't bother to take down the video or anything like that, or bother to update the video even to say like, hey, this is unavailable now. No, they have you watch the whole thing, and then you get to the point where it's like, I'm ready to go. I'm gonna learn so much, and it's unavailable.
Damn it!
Damn it! Bullshit. No.
It's just the way it be.
Yeah.
Wiggly cloth. Wiggle cloth. Sort of got out of wanting to actually be productive and just fucking around. I know one thing that I should try messing with more in Blender is the Dyn Topo option, where you know, last time I showed like using the snake hook, where it adds topology, or it tries to anyway, and it started getting like really thin and messed up looking as I drug it out further.
Yeah.
Dyn Topo would it can severely jump up your count for poly count and stuff, like faces and everything, but it tries to keep things looking smooth while you're going along doing stuff. So it gets like, if this was already shade smooth, and I tried using Dyn Topo with the snake hook, it would try to continue adding to the topology and keeping it at a certain resolution, I guess you could say, because it does go up at like a detail size and stuff. But the problem is, like, say I zoomed in real far, that size that it tries to stick with will by default starts off relative. So it runs off like how close you are to the model. So if I got real close and I already had like a really high pixel count, account for the detail, this one area that I was working on would suddenly have just an extreme amount of faces here, but then all the area around it would be still the same as it was before I zoomed in. And that can really fuck things up. Doesn't matter if you plan to retopologize this whole thing afterwards anyway, but if you're just doing that sculpt and then going to use it with level of depth, yeah, it's pretty much that. Hadal. That's what LOD is, level of depth. Level of depth or detail. But if you're gonna just use that sculpt for posing it and then rendering or even animating, heaven forbid, you'd have to try to keep that in mind. Like this one chunk, like this elbow's got a shitload of topology to it, but the other one doesn't. Service went down tonight. Oh.
Jeez.
Real-time application. Yay. I forget, how long have you been doing the 3D stuff at all? I know he's been doing it longer than I have. My homies, my home skillets, my silly billies. Nothing much. Just chit-chatting with Coral, poking around in Blender. I was working on a project sort of thing, but then I ended up jumping over to the sculpting and just sort of show some of the stuff that Blender has to Hadal.
And I'm playing No Man's Sky like a heathen. instead of doing anything useful.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's part of what taking the break was
I've
about.
done my mandatory 5 hours of work today. I'm taking my break.
Do sculpt them, add match. Yeah, you can do that too. You can also be in the middle of sculpting, add it, remesh it. Well, add new parts, then remesh it, then sculpt that to, like adding horns to something or spikes, and then sculpting around it so that it looks like the flesh is coming up around the spike, so it's not just sitting there on the skin.
Yeah.
Bullying. Yeah.
Bullying.
We learned about bullying and I think that was our second or third course that we like, if you want to call it that, whenever I was still just teaching you some stuffs.
Yeah, I remember. I like the bullying tool. Bullying.
As much as I enjoy doing hard surface modeling, I don't use that too often. I know it can be a very helpful tool for it. Sculpting can be fun.
Yeah.
Like, here, I don't feel like thinking about stuff, so I'm just came in here and start pushing around the sphere that it started me off with. About 25,000 faces to it for initial, but this is sort of what I let my kiddo play with sometimes.
He likes it.
My favorite expression in English is the one that says, never by the hand of the one that fingers you. Something like that.
Oh, that fucking flip.
I love that. It's so good. Never bite the hand that.
Swear to God, it reminds me of my grandfather on my dad's side a little bit, because he would. He was Hungarian, so like he didn't 100% know English, but he understood it well enough. And just some of the shit he would say, trying to say like words of wisdom like that. Yeah, that's Tony. I think he brought that up before. Yeah, mask. Yeah, you could use this for that sort of stuff. Or even like planning out what you got in mind, and then technically you'd have your schematics there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Burrito crundle. I love these tools. So fucking. Like There we go. Go into object mode. I think you actually go sculpt mode, hit tab to go into edit mode, add your new whatever you want to add, cube example, and go back in. Still moves. Obviously, way less topology with the cube.
Yeah.
But you can always just remesh shit. Or yeah, all merged together. Let's go back to the pull around one. Grab cloth. Now it's merged. Oh, hell, this probably would have been a better example of what I was talking about before with Dante and you on stream, where remeshing gets rid of the stuff inside the mesh wherever there's like overlapping meshes.
Yeah.
It's like here we see that the cube, which is in green, was right there, and that's where the messed up sphere was. So is combining the meshes together before you start sculpting. I think use most of its shape until you start pulling things around. Yay. You're a burrito. No, you're a burrito. Fight me.
So much crap in my inventory. Ah,
That's what happens when you play video games.
it's true.
I was heartbroken wherever I grew up and found out I could not put full-size ladder in my pocket.
That is video game shit. Never forget what they have taken from us.
Yeah. What do you mean I can't carry a chain gun, a sawed-off shotgun, a pistol, and 300 rounds of ammunition for each of them?
Yeah, so you get it.
And still be able to jump 3 feet in the air.
Yeah. You lied to me. Video games said it would be easy. Now I just have problems.
Oh, Coral, are you gonna try doing Doom Dark Ages whenever it comes out?
I might do it. I might record it. Just for the hell of it.
Yeah. I think JP's thinking about doing a playthrough of it. I don't know if I'm gonna get it yet or not.
Dude. Well, if you decide to. Sounds like a great
Yeah,
plan.
plan on. Yeah.
Yeah.
B2 absorbing Monster Hunter Wilds. Yeah, I know Amos and Grondo are anticipating getting Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm still up in the air with it. It's like I got so much shit to do still in Warframe.
You're too busy. I get it.
Start speedrunning a game about digging a hole.
Yeah.
Supposedly, well, not supposedly, there is an achievement for beating that game in under 30 minutes.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Might be something to shoot for. No, I sort of like that how they handled achievements with that. It was like the first playthrough, you don't unlock the achievements, but things that you did accomplish with your first playthrough will unlock the achievement once you finish the game. So there's ones that reset, like the one that I didn't get that I know resets because I checked it out on the forums to see like if the stuff resets with a new playthrough or not. There's one for digging 40,000 times, I think it was. And so each click, gotta do 40,000 clicks total with digging. That resets with each playthrough. But it was just sort of funny where I went to look at the forums about the achievements, but before I ended that stream, I went into the garage there where you upgrade your shovel and battery and everything. And there's this little chest, little wooden box in the corner with gold locks on it, like gold padlocks on it. And I'm looking at that before I end stream, and I'm like, there's probably a way to open this. This is probably like an Easter egg or some shit. And lo and behold, it is one of the achievements.
Go figure.
Got some work to do, so I'll keep on in the background. Alright, Hadal. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, much to rip and tear.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems technically you can get that achievement done with the first playthrough, but you have to find the keys while you're digging, and each time you load up a new game, it spawns those keys in different locations in the area that you can dig. So it could be in the first 10 feet, it could be all the way near the bottom. You won't 100% know unless you go through and just start digging everything up.
Jeez.
Which you gotta be careful with because there is fall damage in the game. So if you fall too far while doing your mass strip mining to find keys,
Yeah.
you could unintentionally end yourself in the game.
Yeah, maybe don't do that. It's not very
Yeah.
good for your health overall.
Yeah, it's stressful and angry.
Just a little bit.
But yeah, Dante, the reason why you would do like I showed where you merge the meshes is whenever I brought in the new cube, it was its own mesh, and then this sphere would be its own mesh. And the reason why you'd merge them through the remeshing thing is to get rid of all the polygon, all the faces and stuff that are inside the models. So anything that was overlapping is gotten rid of. So it's just one whole mesh instead of having this shit inside of it. Because obviously you don't want that unless you're going really in depth with how you make your models for a game or whatever. You don't want stuff inside your model.
No, not typically.
They need to be basically you want them to be hollow husks. Think of when you first spawn into a hunt on Phasmophobia and everybody's stacked up. You can see through the other players and you can like see their eyeballs and their teeth. And that's probably about it. That's because the teeth are usually a separate mesh that's still part of part of everything, and the same for the eyeballs. Only games that I can think of that went that in depth would be like the Sniper Elite games, where it would sometimes it would do the X-ray modes whenever you get a good shot. You know what I'm talking about, Coral?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. One of the few games that I know that you do a nut shot and you actually get a zoomed in 3D view of that getting blown apart.
That's one way of busting your opponent's balls, am I right?
Mm-hmm. Hi, Kuko.
Hello.
Actually, I used a long time ago. I forget the name of the damn game even now. There used to be a game that actually would show that you killed somebody with a nut shot if in the kill feed, where it's like so and so. Normally it would be so and so use this gun to kill somebody, but if it was a nut shot, it would be so and so, and then show cracked open peanut, and then somebody's name afterwards, so you know somebody died by a nut shot. It was just amusing as hell to me whenever it came out. I think that game ended up dying out. Sadly. Yeah, I think around that time I also played Guns. It had a subtitle too. I forget what the hell it was, like The Duelist or something. It was spelled Gunz. I think it was a Korean third-person shooting game. I enjoyed it because like it was one of the ones that were starting to use like XP systems for unlocking stuff in the game. Instead of just the players could unlock any game, have any gun, access to any gun that was in the game to begin with, sort of shit.
Yeah.
So it was something different, so I really like that. But now, like a lot of games do that stuff where you gotta use a gun for X amount of time, or get so many headshots, or so many kills with this gun or this attachment to the gun to unlock this other stuff. Which I think is nice in its own way, because then it gives the players more to grind out, I guess.
Yeah.
That would be a good way to say it. More bang for your buck, essentially, instead of, okay, I just spent $60 on this new Call of Duty, but I only got maybe 3 days worth of enjoyment out of it.
Yeah. It's not worth it, then it's not worth it.
Mm-hmm. I do think Fortnite did change a lot with how shooty games started getting developed after so long. And that's how I feel about yeah. That's part of why I got out of playing COD. It just seemed like every year they were putting out a new one, and it's not much new was added. Maybe different guns or whatever, which I can understand if it's some things like the World War II one that they had only had guns from that time period, which I can understand that.
Yeah.
But then there was some just shit that just they could have put in, but they skipped over it for whatever reason. Don't know if it was copyright issue, patents that stopped them from using certain guns or whatever.
Yeah. That's really weird.
How little I got, yeah, that's another big thing. I think I'm attracted to games like Monster Hunter and things like that because usually those games are 30+ hour games, even if you speed run them. Like, not real speed run, but like you just go through doing just the story quests. You don't do any of the side quests and other crap.
Yeah.
I know actual speedrunners have done Monster Hunter World really fast, like within 10 hours, do the whole storyline.
Right.
Which is neat to watch. I mean, part of why I even was able to beat Dark Souls in the first place was after I got frustrated trying to figure it out myself, I looked up speedruns of it, and that's how I eventually learned how to time parrying and make use of what iframes I did have from rolls and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get stuck on some stupid demon on a bridge for 3 days. That's one series I never expected to ever go back to, Coral.
No? What do you mean? Sorry, which one? Which one?
Dark Souls.
Oh yeah, fuck Dark Souls. No, fuck Dark Souls. You can't make me. I cried playing it. I don't want to do that again.
You got really upset.
I was really mad. I was really trying. I was trying my best, and I got my ass floored.
The thing is, that was really close to whenever I first met you, too. I watched you play that. And so many memories.
Mm-hmm. All the parts where I was sobbing by the end of it. I was so angry.
Other than that, it's like I remember whenever you did that one community night and some assholes kept hacking the Among Us lobbies.
Oh yeah, fuck that. I was just like, you know what? If you're gonna ruin it, I'm gonna leave. Bye.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. I'm not putting up with that crap.
Yeah, I think seeing that happen to you is part of why I never got into really into games like Among Us or what was that one you played last for the stream that you announced that you're gonna go on a break? That Murky Deep?
Murky Divers.
Murky Divers. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that one was a lot of fun.
It looked cool. It's just everything like that reminds me of like even Lethal Company, which I still love how successful that game was. And it has made some extremely funny content for people out there too. I still just view it as this is just another version of Fall Guys or Among Us that it's going to have a huge fan base because of some of the people who make content based with using it. That's going to get kids like that want to come in and hack people's lobbies to not even be really malicious, but just show off, which still kills this fun. Still kills the fun for people that want to actually play it seriously.
Exactly. It's like if you weren't invited to begin with, or like you didn't get an invitation to join the lobby, it's kind of just rude to join. So like going out of your way to like hack someone's lobby just for the hell of it, like that's just rude. Like, what are you gonna? What's the point? I mean, it's entertaining for you, yeah, but like you're just bothersome to everyone else. I don't know if that's worth like the. I don't know if that's worth to me. The
Drop of clout.
yeah, like I don't know if it's worth it. Oh, I get to disappoint everyone I'm in the room with. Yay! No thanks. If I wanted to disappoint multiple people at once, I would just talk to my parents.
I just do that by hitting that start stream button.
You understand?
And B, it was Elden Ring. And be honest, hated it because it was frustrating.
Oh yeah, Elden Ring sucked. I know a lot of people said that it was really good, but it honestly, it just fucking sucks. None of the story made sense. Nothing was linear in any way. It was all you had to like go and look up the wiki to like understand half of the shit, which is ridiculous. Like, why not put it in game?
I meant.
Oh, I've heard enough about Elden Ring. I haven't played it myself, but from what I have been told of it, not many people actually enjoy it. So.
I know.
So I'm sorry if it's like your favorite game.
My friend Joe Devil played through it, but when it first released, it had massive issues with frame rate issues. I think it was.
Yeah, it was
which really sucked because I knew his rig was good enough to play it. Like, just, and that's another thing that always sucks about streaming is a new game comes out, you have a computer that's decent enough to handle most games that are popular at the time or whatever.
You can't handle that specific one.
Yeah, is like that could sort of kill the.
Don't waste your money, girls. Bad. You think I'm over here wasting my money?
No.
I'm so stingy with money. I think I'm the last person you need to tell that. I am insanely stingy when it comes to money. If I can get it free, I usually can. I mean, I usually do.
You can, but
Yeah.
might have to put on a particular hat with an eye patch and a hook hand. Yar.
There's like zero replayability because the endings don't feel rewarding enough for the bullshit you go through. That's what I'm saying. Like everything I've heard from people playing Elden Ring, it's all been like the most unrewarding bullshit. Like you have to go through so much trouble and nonsense only to like essentially be screwed over, bent over backwards, and licked up the crack.
Almost
and then, like,
all of those games don't have a happy ending.
Little cutscene, and that's it. And it's not even a good cutscene. Like what? What are you paying for?
Pain. Yes, that's all it is. Pretty much, you're paying to suffer.
No, what it is if you buy any of these like games, these what's the word? When you buy these games, you're paying a guy who hates gamers to make you suffer. That's all it is. The guy who made Elden Ring didn't like people. He didn't like gamers. He hated them. He couldn't play video games and made a video game that he couldn't play and then got mad when people beat it. What? That's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
I don't know if that's the full story.
That's the gist of the story from what I've been told. Is that he didn't like, or he was notoriously terrible at gaming. And then he was like, you know what? I hate gamers so much that I'll make a video game they can't play. So he made Dark Souls, and then people beat Dark Souls. So he continued to make 2 more Dark Souls, which were a little bit harder than the one before, much more like difficult. People hated them, and yet they kept playing them anyway. And then they made Elden Ring, and now he's making another one. You're giving your money to a man who hates you. And I'm not saying that like, you know, it's a bad thing. I'm saying like, you know, if you like it, thank you. But I'm gonna roast you for it.
Then there's some people that do it just because he hates you.
Yeah, like what?
There's like, okay, I know this guy doesn't like the gamers. Well, doesn't like gamers and gets pissed off whenever gamers manage to beat the games that he thinks are impossible to beat. Let's go. It's go time.
It's impossible for him to beat, so he get mad at the people who beat his game.
Yeah.
I remember being told that he had a game, like a game testing thing, where he brought in a bunch of like gamers, a bunch of like players for Elden Ring to come in and play test the new game, and then he got like audibly upset that they beat it.
Oh yeah, they
Because he
beat
was
the
like, I
demo.
know
Yeah, I remember
no
that.
one can play, and they ended up beating it faster than they beat fucking Elden Ring.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. I thought that was funny as hell.
Fucking hilarious. Like, how you hate a game so much, so you invent the game to get mad at them for beating your game. It's comedic, is what it is. I have to laugh at it. I can't take it seriously. I just have to laugh. It's hilarious.
No, gamers do try. Oh, sometimes, like, I'm surprised it hasn't been done more. I remember there's this old, I'm not even sure if you'd call it like a study, but it was put out there that it's like this little game that people could play, and it was to figure out. It is like a puzzle game, and I don't recall if people were actually told what it was for, but it was something to do with protein research or something involving a disease. I can't remember which disease it was even at right now. It's been so long since I heard about this, but I think it was like 48 or 72 hours after the game was launched and like it started getting spread around the internet that people had managed to beat the game, and it turned out that they used what was the results to actually manufacture a vaccine that worked.
Oh yeah, it was I think it was AIDS or something.
I just find it funny. It's like, why don't we do that more often? Just put out something that people like present it to people as a game.
Yeah.
Then they're like, oh, let's beat this. Let's beat the hell out of this. Like, okay. Then you end up getting your fucking actual cure to diseases that the biggest brains out there are having trouble figuring out themselves, but it's just one big brain. There's some people that are out there that are smart as hell, but they sort of approach it like a lot of people do nowadays, where they think they're fucking stupid because they haven't made it anywhere in life. Like, no, I mean, you can be smart as hell still. It's just...
It just makes you feel that way a lot of the time.
Just have to have the opportunity presented to show that, yeah, you is the smarts.
Yeah. The system really just beats you down. Did you see protein research? It's kind of like that. It was like some kind of game where you can mess around with like DNA and stuff, but it was like really accurate to real life. And someone managed to make I think it was a cure for AIDS or something. And as a result, they took that research, they took that combination of genes, and I believe they're still testing it, but it's been promising, so that's good.
Yeah. They've
got a lead at least, that's what matters.
Sometimes it doesn't take just throwing a shitload of money at something until you get a cure.
Sometimes you just give it to the nerds.
Yep, give it to humanity as a whole, and say this is a game, and people will try their best to either break it completely or completely dominate it. Because it's just, I think it's part of human nature just to want to figure out these issues.
Conquering things and learning and like succeeding.
And farting.
And farting, yeah, farting too.
Gotta fart.
But humans love accomplishing things. It's what we've always done.
Yeah, have a nice one,
and
Uncles.
Lately, we haven't been able to do any of that. So where do we apply it? In our video games.
We try to apply it in our video games, or else people waste a lot of energy on social media shit like Twitter.
No, I mean, what can you do, right?
Just roll with the punches.
Taking like a million years, just sit here and mine ore. Because I found that, Keenan found that if you are mining ore and you use the smallest laser on the ore, not the big laser, you get more ore.
Still playing No Man's Sky, right?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
I have to. I'm mining ore deposits for copper because I need to turn it into magnetized ferrite. But I'm tempted to just go to like indium instead as the better material because I believe it gives you not magnetized chromatic metal for just one.
Okay.
So I might take my ass over there.
Oh, hey, it ends up being more
Being
profitable to
lucrative
do
would
it.
be nice. I still need copper though. It's always a useful material. Scanned.
I hear about.
Actually, I don't
I
think
hear
they
that
care
stuff,
if
and I
I'm
just instantly
collecting
think
copper.
about
Yeah.
Terraria whenever it comes down to copper.
Mm-hmm.
I keep forgetting that Minecraft has copper now too.
Oh yeah. I'm still paying for the server. I just haven't launched it recently because I've just been obsessed with No Man's Sky lately. I've just been trying to get like S-class items more or less. Try to get a little bit further than I did each time. Sometimes I forget where I'm at, and so I gotta like reevaluate what I wanted to do in game. So I can either I could be a pirate for a couple of months, and then I turn around and I'm like, I gotta repair my standing in all these different places, and then for like the next month or two, I'm like fixing it all. And then I drop it and do it all over again.
Rethink your decisions in video game life. Not real life though. Just video games are important.
Oh, never. I do enough of that already. I need to keep reevaluating everything in my life.
Just waiting for somebody to be like, "What are you making?" My honest response will be, "I don't know."
some little monster man.
Just
Something with like stuff sticking out of his head.
yeah, just saying that. I got a basic idea of how some people sculpt horns and other things like that. I haven't done it too much, so sort of exploring with the idea. Maybe. I haven't used elastic too much.
Sometimes people just make the horns completely separate. Yeah. Hey, I've cleared out the hole for the most part.
Okay.
Let's see, how much did I get from all of that? Let's see. It's normal. I got 3,000 off of one ore deposit. Normally I would only get like maybe a couple of hundred.
That's good.
By using the other the big one.
That's the new okay. One thing I always like seeing, like watching time lapse videos of like people sculpting and stuff is knowing, well, getting to see whenever they retopologize the model, and well, that's cool in and of itself in its own ways. I love seeing the what can be done with the baking process, where you bake out like the not just the color map, but the normals and the ambient occlusion and all other shit, and cavity maps. Like you can bake out a lot of stuff from a really good sculpt, and get this probably several million face model broken down to a couple thousand faces, and still retaining a lot of the detail just because you have these different maps to change what the normals are like and all this other stuffs.
Yeah.
I wish I fully understood the process or the program or mathematics behind it, which I don't at the moment. I would like to learn more, but
At some point.
it's just neat seeing that, and also some people posting stuff on Twitter, following because I follow the Blender hashtag and the B3D hashtag on Twitter. And I'll see. I've sent you a few of the things that I found.
I think you did at some point.
Well, like that cityscape one that you said that you liked how the clouds were and stuff, and then you see like the clay version, the clay render on the right hand side is like the clouds are like a bunch of blobs without that texturing. It's like, yeah, that's some neat shits that can be done. It just takes a lot of time. And as I said earlier in I forget if it was just DMs or else whenever we were talking here earlier, that some of the texturing and stuff out there, you don't have to use the principal BSDF. You could use other nodes that are around to use for that stuff. Like the Toon Shader stuff. I don't think they put a specific one out for Toon Shader, but
I don't think they did, because I would have grabbed it up if I did.
I think it's...
Maybe I just haven't found it yet.
What's the one that's used? I think it's the translucent or emission shaders are used in part for making Toon shaders. But make some nice stuffs. Where's the one that I made up here? Don't save this. This right here. Let's get into rendered view. It's gonna take a second. Like this eyeball right here. That's the full node layout for it, and you see at the end here, like, don't have a principal BSDF in there. Got mix shader, mix here. This coming from an emission shader for the highlight.
Right.
But a lot of it's just a bunch of different well, there's another diffuse right here, going into a shader to RGB, then color ramp. But a lot of like that Ryan King art that I always refer to for his procedural materials, his almost always runs off of having a BSDF principal BSDF shader in there. So I'm just still trying to figure out if, for procedural materials, is like that's why you'd want to use BSDF over principal one over any other ones. But this one I'm actually sort of proud of how like it came out and stuff. The layout is.
The eye looks freaking fantastic.
Where's my light? And if I move the light around, it's changing where everything is like light green and darker green and stuff.
It's super cool.
And the light even has a bit of tracking to it too. That's why it's always keeping pointed to the eyeball.
Right.
But actually on the Alma model, I used this eyeball. Well, this shader, and I just changed because she has the two different shades, two different color eyes. Just had to change the green, all the green shit to. I forget what the hell the hex. It's hard to remember hexadecimal values.
I wouldn't be able to remember myself.
People ask me which hex value I use, and I'm like, yes. But yeah, I was really happy with how this one turned out. So probably end up using it a lot.
That's a lot.
Because that's the big thing about having an asset library. Why remake the same thing over and over and over again? Make
Why
one good
do
one and save
what
it.
they're just doing now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, saves some time down the road.
I get ya.
Wish I could explain this stuff better for how I got about this, because this probably took me like I think 2 or 3 days worth of poking around to get it to look good. Or look to the standard that I like. I mean, this might look like complete garbage to some people, but they've probably been doing it much longer than I have.
Yeah, sure. Well, to me, I like it, so.
Yay.
Yay!
And here's another thing. I wish for the material tutorials out there that I do follow along with here or there, that they'd actually bother to join them up into what are these frames? I think is what it's called. It's a frame, and title it so you know this is for the pupil, this is for the iris. Down here's the coloring for it overall, and then here's for the sclera, so I could change the sclera to different colors if I want to, and then down here's the highlight for the little highlight on the eye, so I could change where that's at too and stuff. I'm still poking around with this, trying to get it so it tracks to a camera properly, or else to a light source properly, which is probably what I'd want to do. But I also want to make it so that it doesn't have to be that specific light source. That's where things keep breaking for me. I can get it to track sometimes with a light, but if I try to get rid of that light source and then put a new one in, it won't automatically track to a light source. So it might be something I have to set each and every time, but what I'd like to eventually have this set as is whenever I put it into a scene on a model's eyes, whenever I look at the materials tab, it won't have all this stuff exactly. It will actually have like a bunch of different bars that sliders that I can move around or put in different values to change things, and especially like the color change, being able to change color A, B, and C.
Right.
Like, might not always want to have a black pupil, might want to have like a white one, or
you might have a different color for various different parts of the eye, and you want to make sure it's separated so that it doesn't cause any issues.
Yeah.
Makes it a lot easier to customize anything you might want to customize, like if you want the pupil to be blue or something, and
Want to have that customization in there.
to be blue, and yeah, exactly. I know what you mean.
Just, I'll probably never ever put it on the public because of what happened with that person putting out that customizable Live 2D here not too long ago. Ended up having people bitching about how, why didn't you include this or why didn't you include that? Like, go off and make it yourself if you're so goddamn talented.
No, exactly. You can do it yourself. I mean, you gotta complain about it. You can do it your damn self. Like, you got a customizable VTuber model with what was it, like 1,000 different customizations or something? Like, dude, calm down.
One of the complaints
She's already done most of the work.
Oh yeah.
Like, you're there. If you
she did a lot of work with that. I was surprised to see that it had multiple tails even.
It's freaking fantastic. The model is amazing, and props to her for going through the effort and taking all that time to do that and to create such an amazing thing for the community. She's absolutely amazing. And screw the people who are sitting there telling her, "Oh, it's not good enough."
Yeah.
They're just greedy.
A lot of one of the big complaints I saw was plus size models. Like, that's already going to be sort of a specialized thing to begin with.
Yeah, and most people, unfortunately, I hate to say it, most people don't want a plus size character as their model.
Yeah.
They put on this model, this character, because they want to show an idealized version of themselves. And if their idealized version is a plus size model, that's amazing. I'm so proud of them. But it's like, it's not going to be, unfortunately right now, it's not going to be the norm. Because not many people are going for that sort of thing. It's not that people are trying to be hateful or be like, oh, I don't want to include you. It's that there's no demand. You have to create the demand yourself by buying plus size models. You're not going to tell a skinny person that they have to have a plus size model. Same way, a skinny person would never tell you that you had to have a skinny model.
Yeah.
And if they did, they're an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same way if you did the other thing around.
Like if I was in her situation and I was making something like that, this be like one instance where I would say it might be okay to use AI for finding information out. Like ask it, what are the currently most like top 10 hairstyles used for VTubers or top 10? Because looking through all that information yourself would take months. You'd have to look because there's different eyes, there's different hairstyles, different hair lengths, different hair colors, different types of horns even. So it's
there's always going to be something different.
Yeah.
I mean, one person might not like the exact angle of a set of legs or something. Like, okay.
Yeah, and then you gotta think it's a 2D. It's a 2D thing. Whenever it comes down to even going from a skinny model to a plus size model, or even just even like husky, I guess, you would have to add in an extra layer here and everything, and do all this other shit to make sure it doesn't look like it's just being stretched out, like you just some bullshit in MS Paint. They wanted to put out a good product.
They wanted to do something that many people can use all at once. And a lot of people who are using the models is going to be women. The model was made for a particular set of female-wanting avatars. So...
that didn't like something like the default stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like, maybe they don't want the default stuff. Maybe they want something else.
Yeah. I never looked too deeply into the model itself. But... I could imagine that there's thousands of different combinations that you could use with that thing, just from the fact that even the clothes can be changed on it.
Well, exactly.
So it's a...
The way I see it is people are going to make what they see as themselves. When they make the art, they're going to make what they believe is them. Because it's the easiest thing to make, right? It's the one that people go towards the most, something that's going to remind them of them. So they can put them out into the world. So people who are making their art aren't going to always go for like a specific style of model because they don't match that model. It's like how you get a few colored artists where they will do vitiligo on their characters. That's because chances are the person behind the screen has vitiligo or knows someone who does. So it's like a lot of this stuff ends up being like deeply personal to the artist. And sometimes it comes down to just confidence too. A lot of the time these days, when someone delivers something that isn't perfect, they get lambasted for it. They get lynched.
Yeah.
They get dragged through the ringer, and it's like, why? Wait, because they tried?
Yeah, it's just like putting down somebody for accomplishing something. I just fucking hate it.
Yeah, exactly. It's people are angry these days, and it's something they have to work through themselves.
Of course, they're all. It's easy to.
When it comes down to art stuff, I feel like a lot of people these days they get so angry over little stuff, and it's because either they themselves are not accomplishing it, or they've seen so much through social media that they don't quite understand that it doesn't work that way.
I think part of the issue is just people being exposed to so many different things that they think this sort of customization is easy to do, since it's so readily, like, you look up, I want to see a VTuber that has tentacles instead of arms, and you probably find somebody that has that.
Exactly. You gotta find your niche.
Yeah, it's like it's that's why I don't take the shit too seriously about people saying that so and so is ripping off so and so's design and stuff.
Yeah. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
but there's no such thing as that unless you're outright like copying
completely
every
copying,
single tiny bit of it. Nobody's gonna. If you're drawing anime, nobody's gonna have a perfectly unique way of doing it because well, it's anime. Everybody has experienced it up to this point, and like it's in such high demand that there's really nothing unique about it anymore. And that's not a bad thing, mind you. It's not bad.
Well, there's
It's
different
just
styles out there that are even
they're-
very similar, and then some people go attacking those. Like,
Mhm.
I think it was something between the There's some fans of Naruto or something going after.
Yeah.
I can't remember which other anime. It might have been like One Piece or some shit like that. Saying,
I
I was like,
remember.
oh, you're just copying this artist's style
it's a
because
whole-
Naruto got real popular, and turned out they're relatives. They're brothers, or if I remember
Yeah,
right,
it's
and they
like-
grew up
it's
together. So
killing.
people completely forget to take into account, like, same
They
household.
forget the nuances of it all.
Yeah,
There's a lot of nuance when it comes to this sort of thing, and a lot of people just forget it because they think that it's easier.
other than
Everybody on the internet is unrelated unless stated otherwise,
mhm.
and it's kind of silly because it's like siblings get completely attacked for just being similar to another sibling. Like
Mm.
what? I don't get it myself. It's just weird.
Internet brings out extremism, and that's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
true.
It does. I think it's because it's so easy to hide behind a mask online. Everybody can just say, I have this thing, and then go and participate in whatever, but never have to ever show their face. They never have to identify with anything. They just
A lot of
do
times
whatever they want.
they do something
It's
stupid, they get
fun.
caught, they disappear for a
Yeah.
while, change their name, and rebrand.
Exactly. That's a big one. People rebranding.
Hmm.
Happens all the time. Like sometimes they'll just go away for a little while and then just come back, and they won't have like worked on anything. And they'll just come back and act like nothing happened. I'm trying to think. Was it Jenna Marbles who did that? She
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. It wasn't her, or was it someone else? I don't want to say something bad about Jenna if it wasn't her.
I think it was,
Yeah,
but
then
I'm not
I don't
100%. There's been a
remember.
lot of people that were cut. What about that one dude that,
It was the one that was singing with the ukulele.
yeah,
Yeah. Sure. But she went away, and
then
then
tried coming
over
back.
she came back. People were mad about it, but it very quickly just got left in the dust,
Yep,
and she's still alive.
under the
And it's
under the
like-
rug.
What the hell? It's like if you were to do something like that in like a neighborhood, and like the regular like parents of the neighborhood were to find out, that would be it for you.
They would
You would have
crucify
to move.
you
Go
because
somewhere else.
you're actually like there in
Yeah.
person.
But over here, you're able to just easily go to like various spaces online. Yeah, you don't even need to change your name or change your history, and people will still accept you. And it's that it makes it easy for people to do terrible things.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's easy to find forgiveness if like a handful of people are already forgiving you, so you can like justify it.
Yeah.
In
Well,
your
there's
mind
that one,
it was okay.
That one streamer, some people
Yeah.
even get really lazy about it because they think that they can get away with it. But there's
Yeah.
like that one streamer that
Mhm.
faked that he had a problem and he had to be in a wheelchair all the time. And one
Oh,
stream
yeah,
he
and
stood
got
up,
up in the middle of the stream,
Yeah.
and then just that was it.
he disappeared for a while, but then he tried
He
coming
did.
back. And all he did was just, instead of having a regular light on, he had like a blue light on.
Yeah.
And he thought that was going to be enough to like trick people.
He was like, "Oh, people aren't gonna notice my face." Like, what? They're paying attention to that shit all the time. There's
Yeah.
no way they're not.
So I think that's part of what blows some people's minds on the internet if they
Yeah.
haven't been on for a real long time is
Mhm.
this shit has happened in the past, and these newer users will readily dismiss whenever the older users tell them, is like, no, this shit's happened before. This person is known for doing X, Y, and Z. You
Yeah.
shouldn't even be looking their way because that's what they
Right.
want. They want your attention so they can
exactly.
get money from people watching them.
Mhm.
And people will still just be like, no, this person has done no wrong as far as I'm concerned.
It's like,
I've
look,
just heard of them.
Never even met this person, but all right, yeah,
Mhm.
like No, they thrive on drama and attention. Exactly.
Drama
yeah,
and
yeah,
attention, or else just the fact that some people either don't know or else they forget.
yeah.
But eventually somebody will come out and is like, wait a minute, this asshole did this
know,
before.
Yeah, but it's never really forgotten.
It's just
in a
they
lot of people's
rebranded.
minds. It's just that they just exactly. It's weird because sometimes they won't even rebrand.
Why didn't I go
They'll
up and
just
dance
keep
play?
going with the same shit they've always been going with, and they'll just say, "Oh, I've changed." And it's like, but you didn't. You didn't change at all. But all right.
Hmm.
I don't know. I just think it's silly. It's mostly just silly. I don't get too heavy into this sort of stuff because, frankly, it's just too much. But it's fun to talk about sometimes just to get sort of different people's mindsets on the whole thing.
It's okay about my people, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes it's just settling in. Doesn't matter if you blow up, as long as you got people to bullshit with. That's all that really matters nowadays.
Exactly. So
Sure,
really
it'd be
matters.
nice to be able to pay my bills through just hitting that start stream button and bullshit with people
Right.
constantly, but
Not that easy.
Yeah.
It's a full-time job.
And then a lot of people that got up there to that point have never had a full-time job, so
Unfortunately. Hi, how are you? You know.
well, we're not to that point yet.
No, I'm not. No,
You
tell
guys,
me.
you and Keenan still have your own troubles to worry about.
Yeah.
It's like you can't just go off and buy a fucking Porsche right now.
No, we can't. We don't even have a vehicle right now, so
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend a Porsche up there. I'd probably say like
no.
a tank.
Yeah, oh, yeah, of course, of
Yeah.
course.
My civilian tank.
I'm trying to get my hands on a tank recently. It's proven to be a bit more difficult, but I'm trying anyway. Hmm.
Work cards. Yeah. Darn ad break just says catching up on what JP was saying.
On a lighter note, Keaton started making fun of me because whenever I go and I thank someone, I go thank you kindly, and he just keeps mocking me. He keeps going thank you kindly, like the roughest fucking southern accent he can muster, and it is so silly. It's okay. I get him back because sometimes his Canadian accent comes in really thick, and I'll just be like, "Oh yeah, a boat, eh?" I'll hit him back with that and be like, "Oh no, oh, I better get in the boat."
Yeah, that's part of having a good relationship with the
Yeah,
significant
yeah.
other, being able to poke at each other,
Yeah, that's
And-
important.
not
To
truly
understand-
hurt
it's important to
anything.
understand that they're joking.
Yeah.
That's a huge part. I know there's a lot of people on social media turn around and fucking.
It'll probably
Go off
always
on a
annoy the
tangent
hell
and
out of me
say,
whenever somebody puts their nose into it. It's like, why are you talking to so and so like this? Like, well, I'm with them, so I probably know what they think is funny way better than you.
Yeah.
I live with
Just
them.
move around to the warning icon? Yeah, I did. It's super useful. Thankfully, I haven't had to use it, but I'm willing to if I need to.
Yeah. Twitch's been doing a lot of changes that I don't fucking like, though.
No, I feel that.
That stuff with the highlights still
Skipping
annoys me
away
to no
fully.
end.
Yeah. Listen, when your side job pays better than your main gig, it's time to start reevaluating your main gig.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I was at too with the streaming. It wasn't just, obviously, it wasn't just everything else. And that was like on top of everything.
Mm.
Like, it is what it is, right?
Be what it be.
Mm-hmm.
All the
Figure out
time.
what I'm doing. I'm still gonna go live again someplace.
Hmm.
I'd still like to. I like the atmosphere, as much as Twitch drives me up the wall. I love the atmosphere at all. It's friendly.
Peace.
Yeah. Alrighty though. I have to get going. Keenan's probably waiting for me.
Oh yeah, it is 11:30.
I'll let go.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. I'm glad I got to
Sidetracked
hang
with a
out
lot of
with you today.
bullshitting. Yeah, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for chatting.
Hmm.
Alright, you take care. Good night.
You take care as well.
Bye-bye, chat.
Bye-bye, Coral. And for those who don't know, that was Coral's Hollow, which should be tagged in my title, stream title anyway, but still. Yeah. Just poking about, messing with things. This is some of my... This is just sort of kind of my attempt at fucking around with hair cards a little bit, though this technically isn't hair cards. Hair cards, this all wouldn't be here, actually, so I don't mess anything up. Just put a ball in there. So if this were like a hair card setup, it would be more so having this sort of setup where the actual hair card image would be an image texture thing connected to the base. Then there'd be another one. There'd be one for color, then there'd be one for alphas. Well, if your color didn't have an alpha to, it'd be one for alphas. Then there'd be one for normals, which I'm not even 100% sure how you do the normals for doing hair while doing hair cards. I'm still slowly learning about that along with a bunch of other stuff. But part of what I was learning with how to do that stuff is you would literally just bring in a plane and put a derp amount. Put this down. Put it. Come in here. Add in particle system hair, and you would sort of. This doesn't need. Why is it 13 feet long? 1. You would come in here and you'd like. Wouldn't be that. You would sort of work with this hair that's here, and if I were to strictly keep with just Blender for doing this, no other external program, even like GIMP, you would get a transparent PNG shot of this through the camera, or what the base hair would look like, and you'd probably go into the particle editing and move some stuff around. This doesn't have a whole lot of verts to it, but you'd move some of this stuff around to try to get 1 or 2 different variants to the hair. And then what I have now for like the base, which this would be like a base coat, you would put what I showed before with the image texture into the principal VSDF, and you would have that transparent PNG of that hair that you just did as a base mesh. And then you have one that's like a bit thinner that has less density to it for how the hair is to do like a secondary coat, then a tertiary, and then you'd probably have some for just flyaway strand sort of things. That's more commonly used amongst video games nowadays. Part of the reason why would be the let's do a save real fast. Because curves don't work in a game engine, so you'd convert this to a mesh before sending it out. As you can see, mesh still comes out sort of okay. This would work just fine in Unreal Engine and Unity for your hair. And you would be working with that, with it like that with this. So to try to like model the hairs just like this without using texturing or else hair cards for a game would just be beyond the capacity of most consoles out there right now, and potentially a lot of consumers' PCs are capable of handling. But trying to think, I think Final Fantasy VII Remake and some other games along those lines, whenever you think of that hairstyle, that's what they use, like a hair card sort of thing, where they'll use curves like I did here to build a sort of face mesh for the hairstyle, and then use hair cards to fill these up and make them look more like real hair. Like, what I'd love to do is just use the hair particle system in general, which is what this piece over here is using. But I always have to have concerns with your poly count and stuff. For something that I'm doing by myself, it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. I could go to town with it, and whatever doesn't break my computer, you know, awesome. But it doesn't mean I'll be able to stream using a model that uses the particle system in Unreal Engine, because this here will supposedly transfer over from Blender to Unreal Engine's systems, which is one way I've thought about doing it. Thanks for that, JP.
This Blender, come on.
Trying to see what's going on there. It's not showing my my alerts now, because it was working at the beginning of the stream. Yeah, even relations isn't going. Yeah, I think Bacon, didn't you do that earlier and it still played? It's either you or Crundle. Crundle might have done it earlier and it played. All our goals okay. I'm gonna go away and come back in a second. I want to see if I can refresh the browser. See here. Just refreshed them all. If not, my account might have been, well, it might have been disconnected from my Steam for some, well, not my Steam, my Twitch. There we go, just need to be fucking refreshed. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, hydrate, throwdown, relation. Oh, that's still on cooldown. That works. Women. Sex with men. Do. I don't get this one. This one. Oh, I get why this one didn't work the first time. Yeah, I mean, Bacon wants to keep doing his own thing, so that's up to him. Not gonna stop me from stopping by there and yelling at him, helicoptering. I think the reason why the coffin dance one didn't work is because that one's actually an OBS trigger. So what I used that one for was through Triggerfire, connects to my OBS, and it will actually play that video file through OBS instead of it being stored somewhere. Yes, my what face. I think you told me that one yesterday, Cuddy. Yeah. Well, actually, today, technically, 12:06 a.m. I was in the middle of doing work. Yeah, that's. I think hair curves. And technically, I could always come here. Side view. Pretty much. A bit lower. Face. Back of there. But definitely be a good enough scalp, I guess you could say, to use for making the hair using a particle system. My main concern is probably the extra polys, well, the extra faces that I don't need, like in these areas. I heard rumors of Among Us 3D a while back. Thought they had already released it, just went under the radar. Next, another one that sounds sort of familiar too. That could be decent enough. Just wondering if I put collision to perhaps how would the hair react? Because I know if I want to whatchamacallit, add a hair particle system to this, do some very basic weight paint so that the roots of the hair are more so like normal hair, then have the rest just sort of free flowing. If I activated the hair dynamics, it could technically react to anything that has collision to it. But the problem is, a lot of time whenever you do stuff with the physics in Blender, like once it hits something, you might have to like start adjusting the collision for this stuff itself so it doesn't end up pushing the hair, so it's like constantly fucking bouncing up. I'm also wondering if I have to do the same thing for in Unreal Engine. Might just be better just to give the hair the physics, but not bother with collision on anything but the front part of the mask, so that nothing's like clipping through the face. Scarlet Nexus. I think I heard of that one before. Oh yeah, I've seen this one before. All the animal. I hadn't heard about the manga or the anime. I just heard about the game. I am becoming one tired monkey. I've got to do kiddos homeschool. Let us hit somebody with a raid. Who have I not raided yet this month? Raid message already. So for those that subscribe, you can use the first raid message. For those that aren't subscribed, use the second raid message with those global emotes, somebody else's emotes, your own emotes, whatever you want to do. Just keep cool with it. So we're gonna be raiding Sunny Kitten here. Haven't raided her in a bit. She is currently playing World of Warcraft. So I don't recognize this for World of Warcraft. This must be some new mechanic in a raid or something. Reminds me of like Plants vs. Zombies. But hey, as long as somebody's having fun with it, you know? But again, I want to thank everybody that came in, stopped by, hung out. Scotty, Anu, Onyxbot, Trundle, Puko, Alma for joining me some. Same for Coral. Crunkles, Bacon. Thanks to Alma for the raid as well. Hadal Project. JP. I want to thank Anchor Gamer 01 for the raid as well. And Mint Jules for stopping in. Thank you guys. Hope you all have a good night and week until Wednesday, where you'll have to deal with me again. Most likely be doing Warframe, but not 100% sure because we still have to do a farm on a planet that I hate going to. Alright, thank you very much, Chippy. You guys take care of yourselves and